The Marvel Cinematic Universe is burning to the ground. This is not the first time you have heard this. If you have been watching channels like this one, or Nerdrotic, or watching Friday Night Tights, or watching a plethora of YouTubers that have been telling you this is what is going on. But if you've been listening to nothing but the mainstream media, well, up until today, it was racist or sexist if you criticized the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You weren't allowed to do that. No. Or if you listen to a bunch of people that are jealous because other people are getting attention on YouTube, they would tell you people are just talking about Marvel because they're looking for clicks. No, fans have been calling out the bullshit that has been going on at Disney for years now. And now you have outlets like Variety literally using the down arrow that every YouTuber that has covered this has been using, because this is what has happened to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it's not just isolated to Marvel. It's happening at Pixar. It's happening at Disney, all across the board. Lucasfilm. It's also happening at places like Warner Brothers with their DC properties, because you have too many activist freaks involved with this stuff. Now, to be fair, DC is not as bad as something like Marvel or Lucasfilm, but they have their own set of problems, and we have been calling that out as well. This is the easiest thing in the world if you are a company with billions and billions of dollars and all of this infrastructure. You own these properties, you own these characters, you already have this built-in fan base, and it's the easiest thing in the world to hire qualified people to give you a good product, and then the fans that have been loving these characters for all of these years will line up and buy tickets over and over and over again, buy Blu-rays, buy it on digital, buy the toys, go to conventions. This is not complicated unless you hire a bunch of weirdo activists that are not qualified for the job, which is what Marvel has done, which is what Disney continues to do. And now we have this crisis at Marvel. Jonathan Majors' backup plans, the Marvels reshoot, reviving original Avengers, and more issues revealed. So now we're at a point where, what did we say? Why are you building this entire phase around Captain Marvel?
Not a great plan.
Why are you building this entire phase around female characters and representation? How many times have we said this is not what the fans want? We've shown you that we don't want this. We are sick and tired of you pushing identity politics over and over and over again. And now we have found ourselves at this place right here. Sources say there have been talks to bring back the original gang for an Avengers movie. This would include reviving Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, both of whom were killed off in Endgame. What do these two characters have in common? They're awesome. They were perfectly developed. They were perfectly written, and everybody loved them. Now, I never heard the sexist stuff when we were talking about Scarlett Johansson. That's because all the fans liked Scarlett Johansson, because there's not a sexist problem in the fan base. There is you take a character and you build an identity politics narrative around it, and when that character isn't good and properly developed, the fans sit there and criticize it, and of course you want to hear that criticism, so then you turn into the whole, oh, they just don't like strong female characters. Then where was the criticism for Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow? Where was it at? It didn't exist. It didn't exist anywhere. Yet, I don't hear that ever talked about with the fan communities, like, oh, the fans embraced a woman character, the fans fully embraced a female character, because you're not actually looking for fans to embrace female characters or minority characters. You're not looking for that. That's why whenever Black Panther came out, they just ignored that Blade was a thing. They just ignored Blade happened. Because why do we even bring up Blade? Oh, because everybody loved it, and you can't build a fake narrative around that, so they don't even want to mention that Blade happened. But now we have this story. One person familiar with the Blade script, oh yes, the new Blade script, say that the story at one point morphed into a narrative led by women and filled with life lessons, with Mahershala Ali's Blade relegated to fourth lead. Welcome to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU. as Gary from Nerdrotic always calls it. And he has become the person that has really pushed this to another level with highlighting everything that's happened at Marvel and all of the disaster behind the scenes. Gary has been on point with this, and we all know that Disney hates him for it because he has the pulse of the fandom and it drives them crazy. But this is not going away. This is only going to get much worse. And I think I'll probably do a deep dive into this article, but I wanted to go ahead and highlight just a few of the things that we are seeing right now. We have reports that Robert Downey Jr. and others are going to be returning. That is an act of desperation. That is an act to show you that the fans have won. Every single fan that called out this latest phase of the MCU, you have been proven 100% correct. 100% justified, just like we have been proven right with Star Wars, just like we're always going to be proven right, because fans ultimately only care about one thing: respecting and honoring the characters and getting good entertainment. And when you do that, everything else will take care of itself. Look at things like Cobra Kai right now. All the fans are happy with it. Not every single fan. There's literally nothing on the planet that has 100% support. We know that. Something like Stranger Things. It didn't have pre-installed fan base because it was a new property. Season 1 comes out. Everyone loved it. Season 2 was a little divided. I think Season 3 kind of really fell off. And then Season 4 comes back and most people get back on board because you righted the wrongs of the direction in which you were going. This is not complicated. It's not complicated at all. When you have the resources, when you have the connections that these Hollywood studios have, this is not complicated at all. Obviously, it's incredibly hard to build a universe from the ground up, which is why they don't want to build from the ground up. They don't want to create new characters. They don't want to do what young Rip is doing with the Rippaverse because they don't want to put the work into it. They don't want to put the time into it. They want to hijack the legacies of these characters and the fan bases of these characters and then push their identity politics into it. And then when you reject it, they want to blame you for it. And ultimately, this is all coming to an end for them. It's burning to the ground, and they are in desperation mode right now. So you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for checking out this video. I love watching this all play out. I love when the fans are right and proven right once again. You guys let me know your thoughts. Have a great day. And just remember, Solo lost money. Raylos are weird. Fuck Marvel Studios, and we will talk to you later.